Oh, it's our first 5 o'clock game week edition of the 2024 football season. If you're just hopping in your rig and you haven't caught any of this show up until right now, well, fortunately for you, we're going to get everything you want out of this hour given to you in regards to what is probably your favorite football team. Welcome our Dollar Loan Center video audience to the program. You can watch this program, this episode, this segment on our YouTube channel that JP is always begging more people to subscribe to, so we'll do that. Phone lines open, hot damn. Phone lines open on quarterbacks only. Quarterback questions only. 208-424-9300 JP. Hit open on that double tap pub hotline if anybody wants to call and ask a question. Quarterbacks only, and we'll take those questions, and you guys can ask those, and we'll have a lot of fun. So shoot us those texts if you will. Some good stuff here. Prater, I should not have asked our listeners. Damn it, I knew better.
Yeah, I flinched the second you said that. So what are we going to, is JP going to read a whole bunch of cute dog pictures?
No,
I mean, first of all,
any.
JP, the last 2 weeks, JP's weekend winner or loser has been a dog video. And now you're begging listeners for dog pictures.
That was a mistake of mine. Prater, we got 13.
What'd you expect?
Dog picture texts.
There's one
in
thing,
the last 3 minutes.
There's one thing I learned in life, and I learned it about 10 years ago when I became a dog guy. Because I was never a dog guy until way late in my life because I was way too irresponsible to deal with dogs. And the first time I busted out my dog photo or my dog pic, I gotta see my dog because I'm a proud dude. And then the other guy showed me his dog, and immediately I didn't care. I don't care about your dog. And now if you ever ask anybody for a dog video, you're going to get 10,000 of them.
It was National Dog Day. I thought, okay, hey, it'd be fun, but no, now JP's got a lot of work to do because I can promise you he's not going to say, oh, hey, Austin, you got a really cute dog. Thanks for sending us the pic. I don't know why I did it, but I did. I'm sorry to everybody, especially JP, who's got to sift through all these dog pictures on National Dog Day. Yeah.
Is this caller asking about dogs or quarterbacks?
He has a question about quarterback.
Quarterbacks only. No
Somebody
doggy.
Save us. Somebody
no doggy questions, even though it is National Dog Day. Brock, you're first up. Quarterbacks only, Brock. Hopefully you play by our rules. Welcome to Idaho Sports Talk. Brock, what you got?
What's up, Ballgame? What's up, Prater? Love you guys. Hey, quick question. At what point during the ball game, Mad Dog starts having some hiccups? At what point do fans get concerned and they want to slide Malachi in? The fans are calling for Malachi. At what point, maybe not this game, maybe down the road in a few games from now, maybe halftime at Oregon, but what is it going to take for if things slip in and Malachi has to take over?
Fair question, because
Yes.
everybody in the media has asked the same thing, and we've all been shot down. I got 2 questions for you. What's your definition of a hiccup? And you need to rephrase your question because Spencer Danielson and Dirk Koetter do not care what fans think about the quarterback situation.
Right. I would say a hiccup. Hank Bachmeier, Oregon State 2 years ago. I feel like that first quarter was definitely a huge hiccup.
Yeah, that's bad.
I would say, something in that matter would be a huge hiccup. I really want him to start fast, get confidence early, but I feel like it's kind of the snowball effect, if you will.
That is such a fair question, Brock, and I appreciate you asking it because I think it's fair to talk about, they call it the leash, how short or long is a quarterback's leash. And I would imagine Mad Dog doesn't have the longest leash in the conference. I don't know, Prater, if they're losing and it's ugly as hell at halftime in Statesboro, I don't know if they would make a change at that point or not. If Mad Dog's got a few turnovers, I think they would, man. But that is an absolute fair question. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, and I know fans probably can't wait to pounce on that story, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a series of turnovers and a series of whether it's fumbles or interceptions or a Hank Bachmeier type Oregon State meltdown, and I just don't see that from a Maddux Madsen. He's just too much together as a package. Is he a 5-star package? No, but he's a really solid 3-star package, and I don't think there's any Hank Bachmeier DNA. Now we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I don't think there's going to be unless they're losing in the fourth quarter and Maddux Madsen is the reason why they're losing. I'm talking about Georgia Southern only. then maybe they're going to pull a switcheroo there. But I don't think Dirk Koetter is going to play the quarterback game in the first game at all.
Gosh, I mean, Jared Zabransky in Athens, something like that, where it's just a turnover fest. That was what Hank was in Corvallis, too. Hank had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. Jared Zabransky, I think, had 5 turnovers in the first half at Georgia 19 years ago. Quarterback questions only. 208-424-9300 on our Double Tap Pub hotline. Max, you're next up. Max, what do you know? What do you say?
Yeah, I just want to actually counter that question and say, what is it going to take from Mad Dog for us to be 100% confident? Like, let's say he comes out and he has 2-3 touchdowns in the first half, or maybe the first 3 quarters. Does that make us as Bronco Nation feel confident in the decision to solidify that for the rest of the season?
I would say yes to your question all the way up to the point where you said for the rest of the season. Nothing's given for the rest of the season, but and the fan base, even if Maddux Madsen throws 3 touchdowns in this game and wins this football game, I still think that there's going to be a Malachi Nelson fan club out there, as there should be, and I'm okay with that healthy lurking behind the shoulders of another quarterback. I just don't want to see the coaches get sucked into the quarterback palooza juggling game anymore. So if in order for the fans to have legitimate feelings about Maddux Madsen, I think he's got to win a Mountain West championship game, go into the Mountain West championship game with a chance to get into the CFP. I really think it's going to come down to that.
Max, you still with us?
Yes, sir.
I just got a question for you, and I want you to be honest, Max. Nobody cares. No one's going to rip anything. Prater won't. I won't. I promise. But
I'll try not to.
Max, like, ultimately, what would you like to see happen? Like, and just be honest. Do you want Mad Dog not to be at his best so you get to see the sexy 5-star? Do you want that? Just Max, just level with me, Sporto.
Here's what I truly want. I want whoever is the best, whoever is going to get the ball into our playmakers' hands and not turn it over. That's who I want on the field. And right now, with the decisions going forward with Mad Dog, I'm in full support of that until I am, start thinking otherwise, or it's not that way if there's turnovers involved. But what it comes down to is the quarterback, whether it's Malachi or whether it's Maddux, they just need to get the ball into our playmakers' hands and take care of it.
Okay, appreciate the call, Max. 208-424-9300. If anybody wants to respond there to Max, if anybody just wants to stand on their soapbox and say, dang it, no, I do want this to happen because that's who I want to see, or this is what I want to see. I want no drama at all with that position, and that's coming from me. Nobody likes quarterback drama more in this town than yours truly, Prater. I think you would agree with that.
Yeah, and I don't want any drama either. You and I are definitely on the same page. I want Maddux Madsen to take every snap of every game, of every meaningful snap of every meaningful game through the entire season, and I want to see him go off and be a rock star and a superstar and wait for Malachi to have his day down the road. So that's not no knock on Malachi. Boise State coaches are way smarter than me. They've picked Maddux Madsen. They think he's the better quarterback for no other intangibles other than just he's the better quarterback right now. Period. End of conversation. No games being played. Ball game. We're going to tease Dirk Koetter and what he had to say after this break. But let's play a little Spencer Danielson. A couple minutes of Spencer Danielson today. That was one of the first questions that asked of a 30-minute press conference on Maddux Madsen and his ability to win Game 1.
Going through all fall camp, and Maddux and Malachi, like I've told before, did a great job. We got 2 really good quarterbacks. Made the decision for Maddux to be our starting quarterback. He earned it, and he gives us the best opportunity to win Game 1. He's a master of our offense. He understands how to run it. He understands how to get the ball in playmakers' hands, and he's smart with the football. He knows what it takes to win Game 1. What I love about Maddux is he is a big-time competitor. Malachi is as well. Like I said, I got to give Malachi's done a great job, and his number is going to be called at some point this season, and I know Malachi will be ready. He's working his tail off too. But right now, going into Game 1, Maddux Madsen has deserved the right to be our starting quarterback with how he's played, how he's led, and I trust him. And I know he's going to go out there and make right decisions. He's not going to be perfect, doesn't need to be. No player on our team is going to be perfect, but he's going to stay in the fight. He's going to keep swinging, and he's going to lead our team in every facet, not just offense. He's a leader in our team.
be the first time in his career that he's gone into game week being named to start. Because I mean, last year it wasn't until I think the day before the game. Just how is he kind of, taking that all in and really appreciating the moment?
Yeah, he is a calm, cool, collected young man. I mean, that's what I love about Maddux. He never gets too high with the high or low with the lows, and he's a very consistent competitor. You know what you're going to get from Maddux every single day. He's going to prep his tail off. He's going to do exactly what he needs to for this team and our offense to be successful, and he's been no different. He's always been the hunter, where he's the number 2 trying to go get the job. Now he's the guy that other people, he's the one that's being hunted. But my message to him is, don't ever look behind. Don't ever look behind your shoulder and see, I hope I don't lose my job. Go be the best quarterback in the country. Go attack some of those things. Go be the best for our team. Don't worry about who's behind you. Don't worry about making mistakes. I'm not a coach that wants our guy to fear failure. I want to attack success. I tell our team all the time, we do not fear failure. We attack success. You fail in a situation, learn from it, grow from it, and keep attacking success. That's who we are. That's the only way to play this game, is not being afraid of making mistakes. Go attack success. And Maddux has done that. He has not been perfect. There's a lot for him as a redshirt sophomore that Coach Koetter, myself, are working with him to continue to grow in. But nobody wants to improve more than Maddux in every phase, and he's ready for this moment. I'm excited for him.
I love Spencer Danielson. That was earlier today in this press conference talking about Mad Dog and Prater. He called him a master of the offense. I'm going to throw that in my crock pot of what I need.
Yeah, I just wrote that down, and I want to use that phrase 1,000 times this year.
Yeah,
a master of our offense.
Master of the offense. He called him smart. I want that in the crock pot of my quarterback too. And he's called him a competitor. I want that C word in my crock pot as well for what I need in my quarterback. A master of the offense, highly intelligent, and a wicked competitor. I mean, those are traits that you absolutely want. Let's get back to the Double Tap Pub hotline before we get to Dirk Koetter and I'm not even going to say an interesting mood with Dirk Koetter today. But first, let's get to Jeff. He's holding Baker Boy. What you got?
I was lucky enough to go to a closed practice the other night, and I am feeling differently about the quarterback battle than I was before I went to that practice. And all I can say is that, one, I don't believe even Coach Pete, who's my coach, will forever be my coach. I don't believe the statement that height doesn't matter at the quarterback position. But I will say this: Maddux Madsen can sling the football. Like, I don't think people he puts it on dudes. And I don't know if I wasn't paying attention last year or if I was caught up in the Avalos drama or what was going on, but he really can pitch it around the field and can basically make the throws that he needs to make. And I felt pretty great about coming out of that and seeing it on the field and sort of seeing him go through everything. I felt better about Maddux as our starting quarterback. I'm excited. I think we boat race Georgia Southern, and then the real test is going to be on the road at Autzen and how, you handle all of those other things. But Georgia Southern is not going to present defensively anything very exotic, I don't think. So we'll get a good chance to see our offensive system with these weapons kind of moving up and down the field pretty good. But my tune has changed. I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical, and I'm not as skeptical as I was before a few days ago.
Well said, Prater, Baker Boy, on that. It does help when you have a chance to watch him play a little bit. We've thought that for the whole time. Robert, you're next up. Double Tap Pub hotline. Robert, what you got?
Hey, I went and watched the practice, and I think Madsen is going to rock it this year. Malachi has more arm talent than Madsen. He's a lot better at throwing deep balls. He's got a lot better touch, but he just doesn't know that playbook. And that playbook, you got to know every single play in that book. You can't have an audible at the line, cost your team a timeout. I think Madsen's going to roll really well. And how many teams have two good quarterbacks?
Yeah,
I don't think there's any problems.
Not many, man. Yeah, good spot, Robert. There's a couple guys, Prater, that were at that practice that they said Mad Dog did really, really well. You will hear from Dirk Koetter. You want his thoughts on this? Yeah, rhetorical question. Of course you do. You get them next on Prater and the Ball Game.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket Traffic.